Part 149. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1481. Chapter 1481. I advise you to calm down your temper in front of me. In this circle, people rely on their reputation and status to make a living, right? With her heart extremely unbalanced, Jiao Angzhen said dissatisfiedly, Director Zhao, what's there to talk about with the newbie? You just arranged it and asked her to do it, right? I happen to have something I don't quite understand and I want to ask you. Director Zhao, let's talk. The director was startled. Qiao Mian and Jiao Angzhen had a quarrel before, and now everyone in the industry knows that the two are sisters. We all know that their relationship is not good. Faced with Jiao Angzhen's request, the director didn't know how to respond to her for a while. Because he is very interested in Jiao Mian now and really wants to use Jiao Mian to shoot a good quality advertisement. Jiao Angzhen is more famous than Jiao Mian. But in terms of appearance, the gap between the two sisters is really big. Given Jiao Angzhen's appearance, the director can now imagine what the effect of the advertisement will be like. Jiao Mian is different. Appearance is in excellent condition, with a palm-sized face and facial features that are particularly photogenic. And her skin is as delicate as cream, no matter how close the camera is, no flaws can be seen. The most important thing is that Jiao Mian is willing to appear in the photo without makeup. This alone is enough to be a gimmick. Ahem. The director was silent for a few seconds, but declined politely, Xin, you are an old man in the industry. You are experienced and don't need me to teach you anything. But Mian is a newcomer, and this is her first time. This is my first commercial, and she doesn't understand many things, so I still have to explain it to her. I'll talk to her first. If you still don't understand anything, come back to me later. After finishing speaking, the director waved to Jiao Mian, let's go over and talk. As if he was afraid that Jiao Angzhen would stop him, the director left immediately after speaking. Being rejected again, Jiao Angzhen's face turned blue and black, not to mention how ugly she looked. She turned her head and looked at Jiao Mian fiercely. It was as if Jiao Mian had robbed her of something. Jiao Mian, what do you mean? Are you trying to steal your job from me? You know that I signed a contract with Shueishia, so you signed it through the back door. It's really ridiculous. Do you think this is of any use? Just wait and see. Well, Shueishia will definitely regret signing you. Jiao Mian looked at her indifferently, and only said a few words lightly, which made Jiao Angzhen's face show fear. Jiao Angzhen, I promised to let you go. But that doesn't mean I will tolerate you in the future. I advise you to restrain your temper in front of me. If you can't see me, just run away with your tail between your legs. At least you must do it. Be knowledgeable. I can get someone to block you once, and then I can block you a second time, and a third time. After all. She curled her lips, smiled and looked at Jiao Angzhen's face that was getting pale, and slowly said word by word, for me now, blocking you is just a matter of words, isn't it? He who understands current affairs is a hero. If you understand your current identity, you may be able to go further. Also, do you think that with your current status, it is worth my efforts to target you? Are you worthy? She did not continue to say anything else. Because the color on Jiao Angzhen's face had completely faded, and her whole face turned pale from the fright of her words, block for the second time, the third time. It looked as if it had been painted with a layer of powder, pale and pale. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1482. Chapter 1482. When the time comes, I will make her look good. After Jiao Mian finished threatening her lightly, she turned around and went to find the director. Jiao Angzhen stood there, watching her figure gradually walk away, her hands hanging down clenched, and the veins on the back of her hands popped out. She gritted her teeth and was so angry that her whole body was shaking. "What the hell, bitch," she cursed in a voice that only she could hear. Next to her, Song Fang saw that she was so angry and comforted her symbolically, "And Xian, calm down and don't worry about her. She is indeed someone we can't afford to offend now. Even if you have any objections to her, it's better to endure it in front of her." "Yes, the is really proud now." Xiao Angzhen gritted her teeth and said, "Now she is showing off her power and riding on my head to bully me. Did you hear what she just said? Did you see her look like that? Are you acting arrogant? One day, I will let her know who is the final winner. When the time comes, I will make her look good. Yes, so there is no need to argue with her now. Isn't she just relying on a powerful man? The freshness period has not passed yet. When the freshness period passes, will they still want her? Then, wait, she was dumped, you can deal with her however you want. Are you still worried that you don't have time to vent your anger?" Song Fang didn't know that Jiao Mian was no longer what she used to be. That's why I said these words to comfort Jiao. But Jiao Angzhen is clear about it. She clenched her fists and said with an ugly face, "According to what you say, after a while, won't I also be kicked out by Boss Huang?" Speaking of Boss Huang, Jiao Angzhen's eyes revealed undisguised disgust. She felt sick when she thought of the man with a pig head. However, for the sake of her future career, no matter how disgusting it was, she still endured it. But fortunately, no matter what, she finally got a job now and had something to do. Although Boss Huang was a little disgusting, he was also a person who kept his promises, and he did everything he promised her. But she is not the only woman around Boss Huang. Xiao Angzhen only found out later that many female artists in the company were having an affair with Boss Huang. She is just one of many women. Even if she still dislikes Boss Huang, Xiao Angzhen is now worried about whether she will fall out of favor in the future. Song Fang's face condensed and she said hurriedly, "How could it be? Boss Huang has been thinking about you for several years, why don't you have all kinds of treasures for you now?" Xiao Angzhen sneered, "So what if you have been thinking about me for several years, but you just kept thinking about me until you got her? Men are all the same. They don't know how to cherish it when they get it." This. Song Fang was silent for a moment. "No matter what, Boss Huang is still very good to you. If you are worried about this, then seize the opportunity to get more good resources, and wait until your worth and popularity increase. Naturally there is nothing to worry about." Xiao Angzhen pursed her lips and said nothing, but there was ambition in her eyes. Asterisk. This is Xiao Mianmian's first time filming an advertisement. She originally thought that since she was inexperienced, it would definitely take a long time to film. But when it came time for the actual filming, she performed exceptionally well. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1483. Chapter 1483. Xiao Mian is really shameless. The director praised while filming, "Yes, that's it. This angle is very good. Keep this position and don't move. Okay, turn a little to the right and face me. Okay, this set of shots is very good, perfect. Let's take the next set of shots. Mian, put some water on your face. I'll zoom in and take a good picture of your face later. Your skin is really good. The camera has zoomed in so close. There's not even a single flaw visible. I've photographed so many female artists, but none of them look as good as you without makeup. You have a very good camera sense. Is this really your first time shooting an advertisement? you perform better than many experienced artists. You are really born to eat this bowl of rice. You are great and you have given me so many surprises. During the filming process, the director kept praising Xiao Mian and was almost 100% satisfied with her. Xiao Mian has high comprehension ability. She can express the feeling that the director wants, and she does it very well. It is rare for a director to meet an artist like her who can sometimes understand what he means with just one look, so naturally he was pleasantly surprised and full of praise. Looking back, the director acted particularly calmly when filming Qiao Angzhen. Qiao Angzhen is an experienced artist, and his performance is not much worse. But compared to the director, there is no surprise. Normally, Qiao Angzhen wouldn't think it was anything. But with Xiao Mian as a comparison, she felt extremely uncomfortable and unbalanced. Xiao Mian is just a newcomer with no acting experience at all. In the past, I was just a walk-on. She was actually able to get the director to praise her like that. And what about her? She joined the industry earlier than Xiao Mian and has more experience than Xiao Mian. She can perform better than Xiao Mian no matter what. The director had no evaluation of her. After the shooting, the more Qiao Angzhen thought about it, the more unbalanced she became, so she couldn't help but post a Weibo. Qiao Angzhen v, no matter how hard you try, you can't compare to people who rely on Guangzai. This is also the way of the world. As soon as she posted this on Weibo, fans naturally saw that she had been wronged in some way. They all asked her what happened in the comment area. Qiao Angzhen responded to a fan's comment, "It's nothing, I just feel a little chilled. Sometimes I think about it, doing well is really not as good as having good relationships with others, so no matter how hard you work, it's of no use. Hey, you don't have to worry about me anymore, I'm just expressing my feelings casually." Fans certainly won't think that she just expressed emotion casually. My own idol has been wronged to the point of posting on Weibo to express his grievances. How could he just express his feelings casually? As a result, fans peeled off all kinds of clues and tried to find out the truth. Soon, someone said, "Didn't Xue post a Weibo post saying that she signed Xiao Mian? Xiao Mian is not even on the 18th line, but she can get the same endorsements as an XIN. An XIN must be unhappy because of this matter. 80% of it is because of this incident. To be honest, Xiao Mian is really shameless. If it weren't for her connections, would she have been able to get so many good resources? Is this fair to the artists who have worked so hard to get these resources? Let me tell you, having connections is also a kind of resource. Your parents have money to buy you a mansion and a luxury car, and arrange everything for you. Do you still want to refuse? I think Xiao Angzhen's acting is average. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1484. Chapter 1484. If you don't believe it, you can try it. The reason why she was able to get so many good resources in the past was not because of her relationship with President Zhengui. Isn't this a resource obtained through relationships? That's it. You guys see that Mian has good resources now and is mentally unbalanced, so you want to blackmail her again. Even if Mian is a related party, her strength is there. Not to mention anything else, just in the movie his acting skills are inferior to some people. Xiao Angzhen's fans and Xiao Mian's fans started arguing in the comment area. Asterisk. After Xiao Mian finished filming the commercial, she was ready to leave. She changed her clothes and walked out of the shooting location. Xiao Angzhen stopped her. "Xiao Mian, stop." Xiao Mian paused for a moment, but soon pretended that she heard nothing and continued walking forward. "Xiao Mian, I told you to stop, didn't you hear me?" Seeing that she ignored him, Xiao Angzhen chased after her angrily. "Xiao Mian, did you hear me talking to you? I told you to stop." Jiao Angzhen reached out to grab Jiao Mianmian's arm, but before she could touch Jiao Mianmian, Aja, who was following Jiao Mianmian, pinched her wrist. "Ah, it hurts, let me go." Jiao Angzhen's face turned pale and she screamed in pain. "What are you doing? Let go of an Xin." Song Fang hurriedly stepped forward and reached out to push Aja. Aja stood motionless, and only let go of his hand after he was sure that Jiao Angzhen was no longer dangerous to Jiao Mianmian. A red mark was pinched on Jiao Angzhen's wrist. She glared at Aja with a ferocious expression and said, "Who are you? Who do you think you are? How dare you do this to me?" Aja looked at her expressionlessly. "I am Miss Jiao's assistant. Anyone who may harm Miss Jiao is a dangerous person. If you touch Miss Jiao again, I will not be so polite to you." Aja is the person Mo Yesi arranged to be with Jiao Mianmian. Mo Yesi had told him before that his main task was to ensure Jiao Mianmian's safety. Everything is focused on Jiao Mianmian's safety. As a subordinate of Mo Yesi, Aja would naturally not take a small role like Jiao Angzhen seriously. "You, a little assistant, dare to be so arrogant?" Jiao Angzhen was scared and angry, rubbing her wrists and gritting her teeth. "It's none of your business that I'm talking to Jiao Mianmian. Get out of my way." Jiao Mianmian. After Jiao Angzhen yelled at Aja, she looked at Jiao Mianmian standing behind Aja bitterly. "Take care of the dog around you." Aja's face changed, and anger showed in his eyes. Jiao Mianmian's expression also changed. She walked out from behind Aja, her eyes seemed to be tempered with ice, and she looked at Jiao Angzhen with cold eyes. "Jiao Angzhen, it seems that you didn't take what I said before seriously." Jiao Angzhen was stunned, remembering what Jiao Mianmian said about the ban before. Her face suddenly turned pale. The arrogance suddenly dropped. She bit her lip and looked at Jiao Mianmian with a bit of hatred in her eyes. She still had dissatisfaction in her eyes, but she was still very afraid of the current Jiao Mianmian, and she didn't dare to say anything else for a while. "Aja is my assistant. If you dare to disrespect him again, I will make you regret your current words and deeds. I only promise to let you go this time. If you mess with me next time, no one can plead for mercy. If you don't believe it, you can try it." How dare Jiao Angzhen try it? Now Jiao Mianmian has the absolute ability to do the things she said. Not to mention anything else, just her status as the daughter of the Bai family is enough to make Jiao Angzhen afraid. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1485. Chapter 1485. I lost a lot of face in front of Jiao Mianmian. It is very easy for people from the Bai family to ban a female artist in the entertainment industry. No matter how famous the stars are, they can't even say a word in front of these real wealthy forces. Even if Jiao Angzhen hated Jiao Mianmian in her heart, she could only swallow her anger. After giving the warning, Jiao Mianmian felt bored looking at her cowardly look. Just as he was about to leave, he heard a horn sound behind him. Then I saw Jiao Angzhen's expression changed again. Jiao Mianmian turned her head and saw a black Maybach parked not far behind her. Then the car door opened and a man got out of the car. He is a man about 50 years old, with a height of at most 160 centimeters. He is wearing a vermilion shirt and trousers that are obviously not suitable for his figure. He has a big belly, as if he is pregnant in 10 months. His forehead is bare, and there is almost less than 3 inches left on his head. One part of hair. The man wore a large gold watch on his wrist and a thick ring set with precious stones on his finger. The whole person gives people a feeling of being particularly oily and particularly nouveau riche. The expression on Jiao Angzhen's face became even more ugly after seeing the man get out of the car. Jiao Mianmian noticed that when Jiao Angzhen looked at the man, his eyes were filled with disgust. The man also held a bouquet of flowers in his hand. Jiao Angzhen watched the man walking towards her, and instinctively wanted to find a place to hide. Her face felt hot, and her nails were embedded in her flesh. The man is Boss Huang. Boss Huang just got Xiao Angzhen a few days ago. He was still fresh and very concerned about her, so he came to pick her up in person. If Xiao Mian wasn't here, Xiao Angzhen would feel fine. But now she feels ashamed. He lost a lot of face in front of Xiao Mian. Even if Suzy was not as good as Mo Yesi in the past, he was at least a young talent, not bad. Boss Ke Huang. Looking at Boss Wang's fat head and greasy ears, and thinking of Mo Yesi's handsome face like a god, Xiao Angzhen bit her lip, feeling strong jealousy and resentment in her heart. She and Xiao Mian are both named Xiao. Xiao Mian also grew up in the Xiao family. But why, Xiao Mian's life is so much better than hers. She can become the daughter of the Bai family and be with an outstanding man like Mo Yesi. But what about her? Why does she have to accompany an old and ugly man like Boss Huang? She is really unwilling to do so. Why should God be so partial and give all the best to Xiao Mian? If Xiao Mian hadn't lived in the Xiao family since she was a child, and if Xiao Mian hadn't been in the same status as her before, she wouldn't be as unwilling as she is now. Obviously they were the same before. Songfang saw Xiao Angzhen's reaction, reached out and pushed her gently, and reminded her in a low voice, "Boss Huang is here, don't go there yet. Don't be angry, if Boss Huang is unhappy, you will be the unlucky one." Songfang knew that Xiao Angzhen definitely looked down on Boss Huang. Xiao Angzhen's ex-boyfriend is Suzy. Suzy is far superior to Boss Huang in all aspects. If Su's company had not been acquired and Suzy broke up with her, she would never have followed Boss Huang. But no matter how reluctant she is, she still has to rely on Boss Huang. Songfang is now her agent, and she definitely doesn't want her to fall out of favor. Seeing Boss Huang approaching her, Qi Angzhen bit her lips tightly, her feet felt like they were taking root, unable to take a step forward. Songfang was a little anxious and pushed her gently again, NXIN. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1486. Chapter 1486. I came here specially to pick you up, are you still not happy? Qi Angzhen still stood still. She looked at Xiao Mian, who was still standing by, and her sense of shame became stronger and stronger. Fortunately, Boss Huang has been thinking about her for several years, and he just got her, and it's still fresh. So even if Qi Angzhen didn't take the initiative to greet him warmly, he didn't seem to mind much. He walked up to Qi and in 2 or 2 steps, stretched out his hand, pulled her into his arms and hugged her, and cried out like, "Darling, darling, darling. My little sweetheart, why don't you look very happy? I came here specially to pick you up, are you still not happy?" When he was hugged into his arms, Qi An's body froze. Instinctively, I had a rejection reaction and wanted to push him away. Boss Huang grabbed her waist, and regardless of the other people around, he pressed her head and kissed her. Well. Qi An's face turned red and her body resisted. Feeling her struggle, Boss Huang frowned, a little unhappy. It is true that he has always been thinking about Qi Angzhen. But that's because he hasn't gotten it yet, so he's been thinking about it for so long. Now that everyone is his, no matter how much he makes them round or flat, they will naturally not be as rare as before. Because of Qi Angzhen's struggle, Boss Wang's face didn't look so good. Xiao Angzhen stretched out her hand to push him away, and wiped her lips vigorously with the back of her hand a few times. When she saw Boss Wang's face darkening, she felt panicked and hurriedly explained, "Mr. Huang, of course I am very happy that you can come pick me up. But aren't you busy? How could you come here?" As she spoke, She took the flowers from Boss Wang's hand and pretended to be very happy and said, "This flower is so beautiful, I like it. Did you buy this for me?" Boss Wang's expression softened slightly. Just as he was about to speak, his peripheral vision suddenly caught sight of Chiao Mian standing aside, and his eyes suddenly lit up. He opened his big eyes and stared at Chiao Mian's carefully, his eyes flashing with surprise again. He seemed to have lost his mind, looking at Chiao Mian intently, his eyes widened. Boss Huang has a management company with many beautiful female artists in the company. He has played in all genres, and there is naturally no shortage of beauties around him. He just got Chi Angzhen a few days ago and felt a sense of accomplishment. However, the moment he saw Chiao Mian, Boss Huang lost most of his soul. He could no longer move his body or move his eyes. Even Chi Angzhen was forgotten by him in an instant. There are many female artists in Boss Wang's company, but this is the first time he has seen one as beautiful as Chiao Mian. His gaze was too direct. Chiao Mian raised her head and met a pair of ugly eyes full of covetousness. Boss Huang looked at her dreamily, as if he had lost his soul, with an undisguised look of covetousness on his face. Chiao Mian frowned, disgust showing in her eyes. She had already guessed who this man was. Nana said before that the boss of the brokerage company Qian recently signed is not a good person. Female artists in the company, who can have a good appearance, have been dived by him. Chiao Mian thought that Chiao was too arrogant to accept such a thing. Looking at the scene just now, Chiao Angzhen has obviously been. Looking at the wretched old man in front of her who was even older than Chiao Ruhe, Chiao Mian didn't know how Chiao Angzhen could get away with it. She was too cruel to herself. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1487. Chapter 1487. He is not someone he can touch. When he cheated on Suzy, although Suzy was a scumbag, he was still considered rich and handsome in the eyes of others. Boss Huang was still looking at Chiao Mian infatuatedly. Chiao Mian's stomach was filled with nausea with his greasy and lewd eyes. Mian, let's go. Seeing Boss Huang staring at Chiao Mian with salivation, Nana frowned and felt a little disgusted. Nana knew exactly what kind of person Boss Huang was, so she felt even more disgusted. This Boss Huang really wants to eat swan meat, and he dares to take Chiao Mian's idea. Nor does he show off his own virtue by soaking in urine. Chiao Mian was extremely disgusted by being stared at. She endured the nausea and nodded, "Well, let's go." After saying that, the two turned around. "Miss, wait a minute." When Boss Huang saw her leaving, he actually chased her and tried to stop her. Just as Aja was about to stop him, he saw the person in charge of the advertising shoot walking towards them in a hurry. The person in charge walked up to Boss Huang and lowered his voice and said a few words. I didn't know what he said, but I saw Boss Huang's face change slightly, and then he frowned and glanced in Chiao Mian's direction. Seemed to be afraid. Boss Huang had a bit of reluctance in his eyes, but he didn't come forward to look for Chiao Mian anymore. Aja protected Chiao Mian and left quickly. Boss Huang was still staring at the direction Chiao Mian left, reluctant to take it back. In his mind, he was still thinking about the shocking glimpse just now. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he wouldn't have believed that there were such clean and beautiful female artists in this industry. Being in such a complicated circle as the entertainment industry, my temperament can still be so clean, as pure as a lily with dewdrops in its eyes. There are so many female artists in his company, but he can't find one like this. That purity and cleanliness will make people have evil thoughts and they can't help but want to destroy it. Boss Huang originally had a hobby in this area. He liked Chiao Angzhen because he looked like a soft and frail little white lotus. But Chiao Mian is not only soft and weak, but also very beautiful. She is the type who can kill Chiao Angzhen in seconds. For Boss Huang, This is undoubtedly the best of the best. Boss Huang wished he could get such a beautiful woman right away. But the person in charge who came over just now told him that Jiao Mian and Bai Yusheng are related, and they are very close. The implication is that he is not someone he can touch. Although Boss Huang is very greedy, how dare he offend Bai Yusheng? Although it is still unclear what the relationship between Jiao Mian and Bai Yusheng is, hearing the name Bai Yusheng is enough to make him afraid. As soon as Jiao Mian left, Boss Wang's soul seemed to be taken away. He didn't even look back from the direction where Jiao Mian left for a long time. Although he did not dare to pester Jiao Mian anymore because he was afraid of Bai Yusheng, he was still thinking about her in his heart. Having finally met such a top-notch beauty, how could he be willing to give up? Boss Huang seems to have completely forgotten that there is Jiao Angzhen beside him. Jiao Angzhen looked at his obsessed look and was so angry that she secretly cursed the vixen several times in her heart. Even if she dislikes Boss Huang, it is an insult to Jiao Angzhen that such a man whom she dislikes will not take her seriously after meeting Jiao Mian. That little Jiao Mian is really a vixen. Wherever you go, you must seduce men. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1488. Chapter 1488. She can't be left alone in hell. Looking at Boss Wang's extremely obsessed look, it seems as if his soul has been taken away by that little bitch. Jiao Angzhen cursed in his heart for a while, and when he saw Boss Huang still looking in that direction dreamily, his eyes flashed, and a cruel look flashed in his eyes. Mr. Huang, my sister has always been so arrogant and withdrawn. No one can take her into consideration. Please don't mind. She treats everyone like this. Jiao Angzhen also looked in the direction where Jiao Mian left, squinting. Narrowing his eyes, if my sister makes you unhappy, I will apologize to you on her behalf. I also hope Mr. Huang has a lot of money and doesn't care about her as a little girl. Boss Huang turned his head suddenly, looked straight at her, and finally came to his senses. That beautiful woman just now, is your sister? Yes, Jiao Angzhen said softly, that's my stepsister. She has been very beautiful since she was a child. Many men like her. Boss Wang's eyes were full of interest and gleaming. Is your stepsister the girl in the white skirt? Of course, there is no one else but her who can bear the words extremely beautiful. My sister has a proud temperament just because she has been good looking since she was a child and has been highly sought after by the opposite sex. Mr. Huang, you won't be angry. Bar. Ha ha ha, of course not. Boss Huang rolled his eyes, put his arm around Jiao Angzhen's waist, and was much closer to her than before. Angzhen, tell me about your sister. What about her? It's your stepsister, so you are half-sisters. I just heard that your sister knows Bai Yusheng. Do you know what her relationship is with Bai Yusheng? Tell me more about your sister. Seeing that your sister is in good condition, let's see if she can also sign up for my company. How could Jiao Angzhen not know what Boss Huang was thinking? She was jealous of Jiao Mian in her heart, and felt that she couldn't do anything to Jiao Mian now. However, just because she didn't dare to do anything to Jiao Mian, it didn't mean that she would stop others from doing it. Looking at Boss Wang's wretched and greasy face, a vicious thought flashed through her mind. Since she has already fallen into the quagmire, let's drag that little Jiao Mian down with her. She can't be left alone in hell. The pain and humiliation she has tasted must be tried again by that little bitch. Asterisk. 2 days later, Shueishiya's official Weibo released the advertisement shot by Jiao Mian. At the same time, an advertisement shot by Jiao Angzhen was also released. In the advertisement, there are also online purchase links for the facial masks endorsed by the two people. After Jiao Mian's advertisement was released, people soon noticed that she seemed to be appearing without makeup. Compared with Jiao Angzhen's heavy makeup in the advertisement, her makeup is so fresh, especially under the very close lens, there is no trace of makeup at all. Someone commented, "Is Chiao Mian without makeup in the advertisement? If she is without makeup, her skin will be great. How can it be that she is barefaced? She must be wearing makeup nowadays. Makeup looks almost the same as barefaced makeup. Whether she's wearing makeup or not, she looks pretty anyway, and it can be seen that her skin is really good. She's not that old. Isn't it normal to have good skin at this age? There are beauties with this kind of skin everywhere in our school. Don't be sour upstairs. There are indeed many girls with good skin at this age, but there are really not many girls with as good skin as Chiao Mian. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1489. Chapter 1489. Why are they all praising her now? My friend is Chiao Mian's makeup artist. She told me that she has made up so many artists, and Chiao Mian is the one who looks the best without makeup. It is no exaggeration to say that her skin is breakable. A pure passerby, no one pays attention to whether she is barefaced or not. Chiao Mian is indeed very beautiful, and this advertisement is very beautiful. In comparison, the advertisement of Sister Chiao Angzan is very average. The official blog signed two sisters at the same time, and launched the products endorsed by the two sisters on the same day. Is this to compare the two sisters with higher sales ability? After a while, the director of the commercial retweeted the official blog. Zhao Bovi, this is the first time an actress is willing to appear on camera without makeup, just to show everyone her truest side. Have you all felt this sincerity? That's right, Chiao Mian appeared in the photo without makeup. She was truly barefaced, with nothing on her face. Xiaobo retweeted Weibo. After learning that Chiao Mian appeared on the scene without makeup, many people expressed their kneeling. Really, without makeup, my mother, this bare makeup state is so impressive. Our Mian has posted photos without makeup before. She has always had good looks and skin, but you didn't notice. If nothing else, Chiao Mian is indeed very delicate and beautiful, and her appearance is very good among a group of celebrities. I quite admire her appearance. Passers-by, not anyone's fans. Just looking at these two ads, Chiao Mian's will make people more eager to buy. Chiao Angzan's is not bad, but it is a disadvantage because it is placed with Chiao Mian. The two look alike. The value is too different. After the advertisement was released, the advertisement shot by Chiao Mian received unanimous praise. Chiao Angzan's response was mediocre, as no one said it was good or bad. Chiao Angzan was so angry that her face turned green when she scrolled through Weibo and saw that netizens were praising Chiao Mian. She originally thought that with her reputation, Chiao Mian would definitely be the one she crushed. As a result, Chiao Mian became a hot search again because of an advertisement. But she didn't even rank at the bottom of the hot searches. She is not as good as a newbie at the front line. Chiao Angzan was so angry that she slammed her phone on the table. Did that little Chiao Mian buy the Navy? Why are they praising her now? And Xiaobo, isn't he also confused by her? He praised her like that. Is he eager to praise her immediately? The is shameless, hooking up with men everywhere, and doesn't know any manners. Why are these men so superficial? Why do they like her? Is it just because of her vixen-like face? Needless to say, it's obviously operated by a navy. She's a newbie, so why is she always on trending searches? It seems that Huanyu is ready to support her. It's probably because of her boyfriend. In terms of appearance, I don't know who the man is. Chiao Angzan pursed her lips and said nothing. She knew Mo Yesi's identity. Although Mo's company does not have an artist management company, it is not easy for the president of Mo's to make a female artist famous. In addition, Bai Yusheng has now become Jiao Mianmian's biological brother. With Bai Yusheng's status in the entertainment industry, it is very easy to make anyone famous. Jiao Mianmian can be said to have several big trees at his back now, and he can easily get whatever resources he wants. And what about her? Having to accompany a disgusting old man, I got some resources and gained my current exposure. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1490. Chapter 1490, Win her directly with sales volume. She used to be disdainful of endorsements like Shuexia's, but now they have become a good resource for her. Jiao An's face turned a little darker as she thought about it. An Xin, don't worry. In terms of her ability to bring goods, she is definitely not as good as you. Her fans are all brushed up. How many real fans are there? You are different, you have real fans. You can tell her later. Retweeted it on Weibo, let fans support you. It doesn't matter if she buys it or not, let's win her directly with sales volume. Hearing what she said, Jiao Angzhen felt a little more comfortable. She nodded and said, well, I'll repost it on Weibo now. Asterisk. Jiao Angzhen and Jiao Mianmian endorse the same brand of facial masks, but in different series. Jiao Mianmian's brand specializes in whitening. Jiao Angzhen's product focuses on moisturizing. After the official blog released their advertisement, both Jiao Mianmian and Jiao Angzhen retweeted it, calling on fans to support it. Jiao Angzhen was originally full of confidence. The facial mask she endorsed would definitely be better than Jiao Mianmian in terms of sales. But it will be an hour later. The facial mask endorsed by Jiao Mianmian has sold more than 5,000 pieces online, but Jiao Angzhen's only sold more than 3,000 pieces. Sales volume is almost double that of Jiao Angzhen. This is almost beyond the expectation of many people. Even Jiao Mianmian herself was a little surprised when she saw the sales volume. She called Linda, Sister Xie, has the company boosted my sales volume? When Linda received the call, she was confused for a few seconds. The company wants to boost sales for you, but what kind of sales are you trying to boost? It's the facial mask that I endorse as a newbie. Jiao Mianmian didn't believe that she really had such a good ability to sell goods. Her first reaction when she saw the sales volume was not to be happy, but to wonder if Huanyu was operating it for her. Are you talking about the Shuexia facial mask? Linda paused for a moment, then said, the sales volume of the facial mask you endorse is very high. So you think the company boosted the sales for you? Jiao Mianmian was a little confused, isn't it? No, the company didn't boost sales for you. I didn't know about it at all. Jiao Mianmian was confused again, really? The company didn't give me a sales boost. No, I promise. If the company wants to help you operate it, it's impossible for me not to know about it. The company has indeed had this idea this time, but the facial mask you endorse has only been online not long ago. Even if the company wants to help you operate it, not so early. If you think the sales are very good, congratulations, this may be the sales volume you achieved by yourself. Jiao Mianmian was a little confused. From what Linda said, Huanyu really didn't help her with the operation. So, she really beat Jiao Angzhen's sales volume on her own? She always thought that she didn't have many real fans. No matter how many people there are, they cannot be better than Jiao Angzhen. This time, she was even prepared that she would not be able to compete with Jiao Angzhen. She felt that as long as the gap was not too big, she could accept it. But the product had only been online for an hour, and her sales volume was almost double that of Jiao Angzhen, which was something she had not expected. Linda said she didn't do it for her, but she still didn't believe in her ability, so she called Mo Yesi again. When she called, Mo Yesi was in a meeting. Seeing that the caller ID was her, I picked up the call immediately. Ignoring the fact that there were many senior executives in the office, the man stood up with his mobile phone and made a gesture to pause the meeting. As he walked out, he said softly, "Baby, do you miss me?" End of this chapter.